Hey guys, welcome back. Jeb Smith here, Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage in Huntington Beach, and I'm back with a mid-March real estate market update. Typically, I do updates, as you know, once a month, but with all the things going on in the economy and just worldwide, I thought it would be good to just update people, let them know what's happening, not only in the local real estate market, but in talking with agents across the country in different markets to see what's happening, because clearly there is a sense of panic and fear in the market, and a lot of that drives what happens in the future and what have you. So what are we seeing locally? Well, over the last couple of weeks, I've mentioned, I'll recap a moment and just talk about our market. And we've been in a market that's very high buyer demand, very low inventory, so the market's kind of been moving upwards and has kind of kept that pace since the beginning of the year. We've had a really strong market. Where things have changed over the last 2 weeks, inventory is still a problem, right? We don't have a lot of inventory on the market. Buyer demand is still there at the moment anyhow, because interest rates were very low. So when I say were, that because rates have since gone up, and rates have gone up for a number of reasons, but the market has gone down as you all are aware, and with that has come panic. But the thing is, the 10-year treasury and the mortgage rates haven't moved hand in hand, and because interest rates are based off mortgage-backed securities, which is a topic for another video. But at the end of the day, interest rates have gone up over the last 2 to 3 days, almost a full percent from where they were a couple of days ago at the beginning of the week. And it's because a lot of lenders are, busy. They don't have room for the volume that's coming in, and the mortgage-backed securities aren't pricing well out there. The servicing rights for buying loans isn't pricing well, so the banks aren't passing along lower interest rates to the consumer or to the lenders to pass on to the consumer because of those reasons. But again, that's another video, maybe something I'll touch on tomorrow. But at the end of the day, rates have since gone up. Okay, so no rates are no longer at 3%, 3.25%. They're closer to 4%, maybe even 4.25%. So we're starting to see rates go back up. Now, what will happen? That could, if this continues, if lenders continue to raise rates, this could impact buyer demand. Now, keep in mind, the Fed meets next Wednesday, and my guess is that the Fed probably, it's hard to say, but I guess my guess is they probably lower the Fed funds rate again, just to provide additional stimulus to the economy, because what's happening out there, the effects of what's happening out there we haven't seen. That's 30, 60, 90 days out. And what I mean is, people not going out in public for restaurants, people not traveling, people not staying in hotels, basketball games being canceled, golf's being canceled, baseball's being delayed. All of these major events that, where a lot of people attend, people aren't going to attend, and that's going to hurt the local economy in those areas. It's going to hurt the restaurants, it's going to hurt the bars, it's going to hurt the hotels, the travel. Everybody is going to get hurt in this, but it's not immediate, right? It's 3-6 months down the road when you start to it's a trailing effect, and it's going to take months, maybe even years, to make up some of that. And then you have people that have part-time or that are hourly wages that work in these places. Are they going to continue to get paid? These are things we don't know, and things that you should think about, if you're, in a position where you're in one of these jobs that could go away because of the coronavirus. Now, with that being said, what I'm seeing at the moment is, if you're buying a property and you're in, under that $1 million price point and it's priced correctly, there's still multiple offers on a lot of these properties. Things are still moving very quickly. I'm having a very difficult time getting offers accepted in this price point because there's so many people out there. Will that change? It's hard to say, but at the moment, that's where things stand. Now, what I've talked to with other people, other realtors that all over the country in different areas, is that they're starting to see buyers back out of contracts. Buyers aren't wanting to move forward in certain real estate deals. Now, does it have anything to do with, you know, the real estate market in general? I don't think so. I think it has to do with the fear, the panic of people watching the news, people watching their stock portfolios, watching their accounts go down. People are worried. They think that that impact is going to drive housing prices down, and you know, maybe they're able to get a house at a lower price later, or maybe they're not in a financial position to now buy a house because of where, you know, the market has gone. It's hard to say, but what I will say is if I had more cash, I don't have cash at the moment because it's all in the market. I've been buying. I'm not in a position to buy anymore at this time, but if I had cash on the sidelines, I'd be looking for opportunities. Not only in housing, I'd be looking for opportunities everywhere, because, you know, with panic comes opportunity. And so, you know, what I mean by that is rates are going to come back down. So they've trickled up, but they are going to come back down. There's no way around it. So rates are going to come back down, which should keep that buyer demand moving forward. And so if you're a buyer and you find the right property, the money's not going to ever get any cheaper than it's going to be here very, very soon. You are going to get the cheapest, the lowest rate that's ever been seen. And it's historic, and it will never come again, you know, once this time passes, at least in my opinion. And so if you're in one of those opportunities to buy a property, if you're in the market to buy an opportunity, I would say focus on your payment. Focus on your monthly payment. Don't focus on the cost of the property so much. Focus on the payment. What are you comfortable paying per month? That's what you do. That's what you pay every single month. You don't think every single month you make the payment to the mortgage company, you're not thinking, hey, I paid $500,000 for this house. You're thinking, oh, my payment's $2,000 a month. That's what you have to worry about, right? Because with this, with panic, fear, you know, opportunities arise, people to capitalize on it, and within 6 months, a year, a couple years down the road, nobody remembers this stuff, right? And all those people that took advantage are able to, you know, again, capitalize and really get out ahead of those that just sat around and waited for the market to do some huge pullback, which I don't think is going to happen. I don't see the real estate market being affected drastically at this time. Again, as I said in the last video that I did on the coronavirus, I'll continue to update as the market changes. But you know, at the moment, we're still seeing a lot of people buy property. Yeah, buyers are panicking in some cases. I'm working with a seller at the moment who accepted a cash offer over a loan, and the cash offer was less than the offer for the loan, just because she wanted to move past this quicker, sooner rather than later. And the cash offer offered a lower, a shorter escrow period, and that was important to her because of what's going on in the world, and she wanted to capitalize on that. So in that case, it's also affected sellers to some extent, but you know, it's hard to say what's going to continue. What I can tell you is that if you have questions about the market, talk to a professional. You know, see what they say about, you know, what's going on in the market. You know, there's a huge gap in available properties, you know, at least locally under $1 million. So if you're a seller and you're in that price point, you're still in really good shape. Buyer demand, again, rates have gone up a little bit. Make sure you're talking with your lender before you write offers to make sure your rate is what you think it is, right? Chances are rates are going to come back down and you're going to be able to get that rate. But at the moment, today, rates, you know, if you got quoted 3 days ago, rates aren't where they were 3 days ago. So make sure you're checking in, you're doing your homework to you know, make sure all is good in that world. But anyhow, again, this video is not meant to panic anyone, not meant to put fear in anyone. It's more just to educate, you know. I'm not personally concerned about what's going on with all of this. You know, I feel sorry for the people that have been affected by this, you know, and are currently dealing with it. But I think globally, you know, it's more of media driven than it actually is a reason to panic at the moment. Anyhow, so again, my 2 cents. But anyway, I appreciate you taking the time to watch. I'll continue to update you as these things change. And if you have questions, comments, do me a favor, comment below. Happy to address them. And I'm here if you need anything, have any questions. Have a great day. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.